Hello, welcome to the channel. This is I Teach Skills. My name is Aiden. In today's video, we're going to take a look at building a brand new Nutanix cluster using Nutanix Portable Foundation. This is an amazing video. Hopefully you're ready for it. And ultimately, we're going to try to achieve this result. We're going to build a cluster and make it to where it's all ready for us. Let me show you just before we get started a couple things here. So we're going to go ahead and log into the IPMI address. What is the IPMI? It's basically a way for you to manage the server, in this case, the Supermicro server that Nutanix is running on the back end. So it doesn't have a port. It's just the address of your IPMI is supposed to be able to allow you to access a server from wherever you happen to be. So let me hit yes, continue. This is what the IPMI looks like. And this is again designed for you to manage, control what you can do within your Nutanix. So if I go ahead to the IPMI and log in to the server, you will be able to see right away that I'm logged in. I'm able to see what the server preview is. The server is currently on. I can see the IP address. I can see the date, the MAC. I could see a lot more information. And then I have a lot more options, as you can see. I can see the hardware information. You can see this is the Nutanix G6. And then you can see my memory slots, the power supply. You can also see other information. This is so much. But what I want to focus on here is that if you have multi-node, in this case, you can actually manage them all at once. So I'm actually on node 23 right now. As you see me logging in, I can see the power, the temperature, everything is all looking okay. I can also log into the next node and I can see that. So that's what we're out seeing right now. So what we need to do is now nodes. This is node C, this is node B, this is node A. So I'm actually going to do something else. This is all disorganized. I don't like it. We need to change node B to have this address and node C to have this address. So I'm going to log into both IPMI pages, and then I'll show you how we can quickly change it, the IPMI address. That's the first thing we're going to do. Then after that, we're going to format the server and figure out how we can make sure that we install the latest Nutanix management tool, in this case, the Prism Central. That's what we're going to do. So the first thing is first, to change the IP address, I have to go ahead, go to network settings, and this is obviously node B. So this is going to be renamed to B, and then this is going to be 23. Okay, hit save. I have to do the same thing the same time. So come back to configuration, network. This is actually node C, and then this is going to be IP address of node 24. So I'll hit save at once, the same time, and it should apply the changes. So if I hit save, yes, and then come back here, hit save, yes, that should be able to save now. So again, the idea was this is our node B, our node C is 24. When you save it, sometimes it does this, and then this is 23. This is our node B, and then hit, let's save it one more time. All right, now that we did this, we can go to multi-node. It can't let me log in because I just altered things right there. So I'm gonna need to refresh it. To refresh it, we simply just go type in the IP address of our IPMI, and then it should be coming back up. Now, of all fails, we're gonna need to just type in any IPMI, and then we can get back in. So we type in the 22 because those two are still pending changing. So we're gonna go back and see what's going on, what we just did. So this is what makes, again, Nutanix servers amazing, because you don't have to go inside the data center. I'm really sitting over here in my desk, and the server is somewhere in my basement right now. And that is what makes it easier. And if I was sitting in the data center, it would be the same thing. I wouldn't have to do much. So that's why it's amazing solution. If I want to get an RDP control, I could take a look at it and then launch a console, and then it will show me inside the server. So that is something you don't get with a lot of servers. Obviously, you have Dell iDrive and other things, but this is extraordinary, feature, and it is really awesome. We can work remotely now. So now the IP address has been changed. So now node B is 23, and then node C is 24. So we are all good now. So if I click in here, it should work, and it's working. This is what we wanted to see. So now that we did this, I won't log into here. I will basically do other things within this portal. So obviously I showed you that you can get the system information. The health is all about your server health, what's going on. So if I want to get the server health, you can look at the sensor data, what is going on. This is all green. That means we're Gucci, we're doing great. And when you go to the health log, I can see more information. And some of this is like I shut it down the server and all of that stuff, so it's okay. Multi-node, you're already seeing that where you can manage all the nodes. I'm missing one node on this server, the 3-node server. Power consumption. I can see the power consumption over here. So it's definitely not something that's power friendly, but it's also not bad. So it's about the highest peak is about 199 watts. And now it's currently is on 113 watt consumption. Not bad. Better than the RTX 5090. That thing is power hungry. And then power source, you can see what my power source is. And then obviously storage monitoring, you can see what my disk size is, storage and everything else. And this is loading still. But if I go to physical view, you can see more information. That's the health area. And then if you go to configuration, you get where you can configure everything. You can configure SSL, ports, users, and so on. It's really amazing. And right over here, you can come over here and make a new user and do all the things you want to do. Okay. Then you got Active Directory. You can join this to Active Directory. You can do so many things in configuration. This is where all the bread and butter is. When we change, if you want to know if the server is too loud, you can come to fan mode and then set this speed. This is what I set to since this is running in my house. I don't want the noise to be like a data center. I do this, but some people may not mind the fan to be so loud. So it's all about your preference. I keep this one. It still performs properly well, and so I keep it here. And so, yeah, if you have dynamic DNS, you can change it here and whatnot, but I don't do that. And then under remote control, this is where you can RDP into the server. Like I showed earlier, click on the console. You can see what's happening on the server live. So if something is not working correctly and you wanted to have that remote, like a console control of the server, you can do that here. It takes a second sometimes, and it's not always like quick, but it does work. It's just not working on this one right this minute, thanks to demo, right? When you're doing a demo, now it's working, as you can see. But yes, that is it. Now, if I wanted to log in without actually leaving my house, and this was on the data center, I'll just go ahead and log in and so forth. So like if I type in the username, Nutanix, and then password, if I have it right down or know what it is, I put in the password and then I should be able to log in. Obviously, I butchered the password. I know that, but that's what you can do. And you can obviously look at virtual media, what's mounted, what's not mounted. Right now, there's nothing mounted. So it's very good when you're trying to troubleshoot this, or if you're trying to install a different operating system on it, or you can even start recording. And then you can see the power control option. You can see the user list and so forth. So it's amazing. It's really awesome. And then you got your virtual media, like I showed earlier. You can see you still have floppy disk. Who uses floppy disk now? And then you have your, and then after that, you have your maintenance window. This is where you can do your firmware upgrades. You can do a unit reset. You can where you clear all the IPMI settings. You can do KVM reset. You can do factory reset. This deletes everything. IPMI configuration. You can do a lot of things here. And then you can update the BIOS, everything. And then the miscellaneous is something you can mess with activating the license and whatnot. I don't mess with this area, so I just leave it as it is. But you can see the multi-node setting. Current multi-node setting page is disabled. I'll show you to disable, enable. I'm gonna say enable. Okay, there you go. That's all we have. So this is a video about Nutanix IPMI settings. Okay, hopefully you enjoyed it. On the next video, we're gonna take a look at how we can actually in a Nutanix tool to be able to do this. So let's come over here, take a look at that, and then we can go from there. So yeah, if you guys like this type of video, you want me to go into detail, let me know. But for now, it's introduction. The next video, we're gonna wipe the Nutanix, and we're gonna install a new Nutanix operating system. In this case, it's effective operating system, but it's gonna be the new AHV setup, the new Nutanix Prism element. We're gonna basically wipe everything. This is when you're trying to repurpose the equipment for something else. So that's what we're gonna do.